I'm going to attempt to explain in 3 minutes or less why a messy problem might actually be better for student learning than a well-defined problem. In the traditional educational system, a system that is teacher-centered, teachers control the learning process. A teacher will identify a problem that needs to be solved or a task that needs to be completed and provide explicit instructions on how this goal is to be achieved. This leads to a very narrow path that students can travel. Teachers can even provide step-by-step instructions on how to achieve this goal, but this does not represent a very real-world environment. It's not a very authentic task. As well, there's not a lot of student choice. Students will complete that goal, but it might just be surface learning. They might not be able to apply the knowledge they gained from this task to other situations. But in some cases, you might actually need this narrow path. For example, clinical settings, where things need to be done a certain way. Step-by-step instructions need to be followed. Procedures need to be followed, and often students will repeat this procedure over and over and over to train themselves. But if the ultimate goal is to teach students how to think, then we might have to change things up a little bit. We might have to move away from a teacher-centered approach to a student-centered approach where that student has some say in the learning process. So how would a teacher do this? Well, a teacher could provide an ill-defined or unclear task. We can call this a messy problem. A messy problem. This creates a wider path that the students can follow. It's actually more representative of a real-world situation. It's more authentic. And there's a lot of choice for students in the route that they take. Students can take multiple routes, different routes, to achieve that goal. It also provides an environment where students collaborate. They work together to determine what the problem is, how they might solve that problem, and what they're going to do to reach that goal. Students might need a little support along the way in the form of scaffolding by teachers, and the teachers provide it at points where the student might need it. They want the students to achieve that goal, but they want to figure out how to do it on their own. The routes that these students take might not be the most efficient routes to solve that problem, but it often results in deeper learning, and those students are able to apply that experience to other situations. And that, my friends, is why a messy problem might actually be better for student learning than a well-defined problem.